Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through this one today. We're going to be decoding one of the most legendary, totally mysterious, and just fiercely debated subjects in all of human history. We're pulling directly from our source material to explore the quote-unquote lost city of Atlantis. Okay, let's dive right into this. The source immediately hits us with a really monumental question about this enigmatic place, a highly advanced civilization. Did it really exist, or is it just a myth? I mean, that's the central question, right? It's the one that has captivated explorers, historians, and, well, dreamers for centuries now. And it's exactly the lens through which our source frames this entire discussion. Now, to truly grasp the magnitude of that question, we need to break down the specific terminology being used here. So, moving into Section 1, the Lost City, let's do a quick term breakdown. So the really crucial takeaway here is that the foundational identity of this place is rooted entirely in its lost nature. Atlantis is defined explicitly by our source as the lost city. It isn't just some place that was temporarily misplaced or maybe forgotten by a few folks over time. The very essence of its legacy in our source material is defined by its absolute absence. Actually, it's a city whose defining characteristic to modern humanity is literally that it simply cannot be found. All right, let's see how this builds as we move on to Section 2, Advanced Civilization, a Marvel of Development. We're shifting gears from the city's lost status to really examine the specific claims made about its capabilities before it supposedly vanished. Now, what's genuinely fascinating to me here is the specific phrasing used by the source. We're not just talking about some simple ancient town or, a primitive settlement barely scraping by against the elements. No, the source explicitly elevates Atlantis to a highly advanced civilization. And that terminology is absolutely key. It completely transforms Atlantis from a mere archaeological curiosity into a true marvel of development. It suggests technological or societal heights that were just incredibly sophisticated for their time. And well, that brings us to a pretty fascinating crossroads. Let's jump into Section 3, Myth or Reality, the ultimate debate. This perfectly illustrates the core debate we're dealing with. On one side of the coin, we've got real, this really tantalizing possibility that this was a genuine civilization, right? A totally real place with real people, whose highly advanced society was tragically wiped right off the map. But then, on the flip side, we have myth, the perspective that Atlantis is really merely a fictional legend, maybe some kind of cautionary tale or a philosophical allegory. Now, as your guide for this explainer, my role definitely isn't to pick a side. And notably, neither does our source material. It presents this whole thing as a perfectly unresolved dichotomy, leaving all that tension just hanging beautifully in the balance for us to examine. But here is where this explainer takes a truly unexpected and honestly hilarious turn. When we go looking deep into the raw data of our source transcript to find the definitive answer to this great debate, this is exactly what we find auto-generated. Foreign, YouTube foreign. Yep, you heard that right. That is exactly what the source gave us. I mean, I find this absolutely brilliant because it is just so incredibly fitting. The true history remains totally obscured, literally lost in translation. Just like the physical records of Atlantis itself, which have supposedly been swallowed up by the ocean, the deeper spoken details of our source's data remain completely hidden and mysterious to the digital translation tools. It's wild. The transcript basically mirrors the myth itself. The exact information we were seeking has completely vanished into the digital depths. Which, I suppose, leaves us perfectly where we started, just staring right back into the great unknown. So I want to throw this final thought back over to you. The lost city. Was it real, or is it just a myth? Knowing that the definitive answers are quite literally lost in translation today, what do you think? Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this explainer. Keep questioning, keep exploring, and never ever lose your curiosity for the incredible mysteries of our world.